Hey there, what's happening? This is Eric Duncanson, and I'm coming at you from my home office in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. First of all, I want to thank you for hopping on my YouTube video. My wife Victoria and I, we are known as the LAPTOP-PRENEURS, and our passion is to help you to make money online. That's from anywhere in the world, so long as you have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection. So, by the way, if you like the information I'm providing in this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Become part of our awesome tribe. So I'm very excited to talk about this particular topic, how to be strong in internet marketing. So how to become a strong internet marketer. And so this is part one of a three-part series, how to be a strong internet marketer. And so for part one, what we're going to do is actually break out what the acronym STRONG means when you apply it to online marketing. So let's go ahead and break that down. STRONG spelled S-T-R-O-N-G. Strong, right? You want to be strong. You don't want to be a weak online marketer, because there are certainly enough weak online marketers. And so you want to kind of turn that thing around, and you want to stand out from the crowd. You want people to know your name. You want people to know who you stand for, what you stand for, and we want to know people to know what you're all about. So let's talk about the first letter in that acronym for strong. The first letter is, of course, the letter S, right? So S in strong stands for being a strong scheduler. You want to be a strong scheduler. In other words, when you work for on that job, in that corporate environment, or wherever you were on that job, you had someone else who was a boss, right? Controlling your schedule. They told you what to do from the time you came into work until the time you left, right? So as you're becoming your own boss, you're owning your own business, and you're making a name for yourself online, you need to control your schedule. You need to manage your schedule. What happens to people that don't manage their schedule? They're literally all over the place, right? They're like an octopus with roller skates, right? You ever see that? You ever felt that way, like an octopus in roller skates? Well, if you're managing your own schedule, you're going to literally take charge. You're going to have a great understanding of what you need to accomplish for the week. Of course, you have to be good at goal setting. So you set those goals, you understand what you're wanting to accomplish for the week, and you plan the following day, the day before. So you literally have a blueprint or a roadmap that you're carrying out the following day. Because if you don't do that, I guarantee the distractions will take over, even if it's just going down that news feed on Facebook. Doesn't that news feed just kind of hypnotize you? You're looking down at that news feed, and before you know it, an hour's gone by, maybe 2 hours have gone by. Some people, unfortunately, they get home and they're combining work and building their business. They get home from work and they're tired, so what do? They flip on that TV set. When they flip on that TV set, they go literally into hypnosis. 2 hours later, they're like, what did I accomplish today, right? So you have to have a schedule. You have to break out that time into what we call time blocks. Block out those times. 1/2 hour areas of solid focus activity where you're doing one thing. This multitasking thing is a big mistake, because when you're multitasking, that means you're not giving your full attention to anything. Multitasking is not a good thing. Stay focused on one task, and write out your schedule the night before. Schedule out your whole day and stick to it, right? And then at the end of the day, check to make sure that you conform to that schedule. So you're going to be accountable for what you actually accomplished on that schedule. And if you couldn't meet that schedule, there may need to be some things that need to be adjusted. The point is, you are actually in charge. You're managing it. You're not giving that authority or responsibility to anybody else. You're not letting anybody else control your schedule or you or your goals or your lifestyle, etc., etc. So that's S. Now, the second letter is T for be tough, right? And so when you're a tough person, what you're gonna do, tough is defined as not shying away from the tough stuff, right? If you're tough, you're tough, you're in a fight, you're not gonna shy away from that fight. You're not gonna say, hold me back, hold me back. No, you're gonna go right towards the fight. You're gonna go right towards the most difficult thing. So as an entrepreneur, as a marketer, you have to say, okay, what are the toughest activities I need to do tomorrow? This is the day before, right? And so what you're gonna do is just say, I'm gonna schedule those activities to be the very first thing that I tackle. Why are you doing that? Because your mind is the sharpest early in the morning. So when you're earlier in the day, that's before that fatigue starts to settle in. That's before that early afternoon, you want to go to sleep, starts to settle in, right? And you're just kind of going through the motions. So you want to tackle the hardest stuff first and leave the stuff that's kind of automatic, you're in autopilot. Leave that stuff for later. Focus on the toughest stuff first, right? So be tough, don't procrastinate, and you're going to feed your mind as well. See, part of being tough is building yourself up, right? You want to build yourself up to be tougher and tougher and tougher. The way you build yourself up when you're an online marketer is through personal development. That means you learn from the top influencers out there in the industry. You need to have a daily dose of mindset vitamins. So that means you need to find out who the top leaders are in your space, right? If it's Tony Robbins, if it's Ray Higdon, if it's, whoever is the top leader in your area, you need to get a daily dose of inspiration from them, maybe some knowledge, some wisdom. Whoever it is, find out. It's very easy. Just search Google. You'll find out who the top influencers in your area are. Right. Okay, let's go to the letter R. The letter R, you need to be results driven. You need to be resourceful. So first of all, results driven. See, you need to know what the important numbers are to assess on a consistent basis how you are doing. If you don't know what your numbers are, or even worse, you don't care, then you're not really a marketer. Because marketing is a combination of science and art, right? And skill development. Yeah, there's some other things in there as well. But the thing is, you have to know what the key numbers are to look at in your particular business, in your particular area of expertise, so that you can constantly assess how you are doing. But the other R is you need to be resourceful. You need to have a certain healthful curiosity about how can I improve? How can I get better at what I'm doing? Now, that doesn't mean go after all of the shiny objects out there. That's another thing we got to focus on. That's called being unfocused, right? So if you're focused on being the best Facebook marketer in the world, that's where you're going to be focused on until you master that. Once you master that, then you can kind of dip over into another area. If you're focused on YouTube marketing, you're going to learn as much as you can. You're going to do a deep dive into YouTube marketing. You're going to study those influencers. Hopefully you have a mentor that is an expert at YouTube to help you along the way, right? And let's get to the letter O. The letter O is having a one thing focus. Right? What is the one thing that I must accomplish today? Now, the day before, you're going to say, what is the one thing that I need to accomplish tomorrow? That is going to be your singular focus. Now, you're going to do other things along the way, but there's a do or die, just in a manner of speaking, right? A do or die thing, that this is definitely what you're going after, right? And so that way you can consistently make progress, right? Now, N, the letter N is the ability to say no to distractions. No, turn off the TV set. I know there's a lot going on in the news, but you know what? set it up so you can get that news summary. You know, you have an app on your phone for whatever news source you look at, and maybe take 5 minutes just to see what the big news stories are, and then leave it at that. You don't need to get into all of the details, because remember, your key focus is being an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur doesn't need to get knee deep into all of the details. Of course, you want to know what's going on in the world, so get this summary, but then keep it moving. So, finally, the letter G, right? The letter G. G is my favorite, which means go for it. That means that you are going to take imperfect action, right? You don't have to have all of the details to take action, because hopefully you have a mentor that's telling you to do A, B, C, D, all the way up to Z. So when they tell you to do it, go ahead and be coachable and do it however you can, and then get the feedback. Do a test it, look at the results. Now, here's the thing. You need to learn how to be immune to the sting of results, because results will not always favor your efforts, right? But here's the way to deal with results. You have to say, okay, what is maybe one thing that went wrong, okay? And then let's talk about 2 things that went right? And then let's look at one thing I can do differently, right? So you got to take the emotion out of it. You got to be kind of coldly calculating when it comes to looking at those results, because the people that constantly focus on improving those results and tweaking them, those are the ones that are ultimately successful. So hopefully that information was helpful for you. If that is the case, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of our awesome tribe. And one more thing I wanted to mention, my wife Victoria and I, we literally struggled in online marketing until we found that system that does 95% of the heavy lifting for you, and they show you how to do the 5% through excellent coaching, mentorship, and an excellent community to make sure that we leave no marketer behind. So if you like information about what is absolutely working for us, go down in the description and look for the link that says the #1 system for making money online. Click that link. It will take you to a free 7-day trial. What have you got to lose? Check it out, test drive it, and see if it is the perfect system for you. So with that, this is Eric Duncanson saying, hope you're having a great day. If not, let's definitely make it a great one.